They say the richest hearts aren't always found in the richest pockets. But when a billionaire saw a homeless girl teaching his only daughter, he didn't just change her life, he changed everyone's. The sun was just rising over Manhattan. Cars honked impatiently, businessmen rushed with coffee in hand, and hidden in the shadow of a closed bookstore sat Emma, 19, wearing a faded hoodie, her hair tied back in a messy bun. She wasn't begging. Instead, she was scribbling equations on a piece of cardboard with a stub of chalk. In front of her sat a curious little girl in a neat school uniform. Lily, 8 years old, eyes bright with curiosity. Emma explained fractions using pieces of bread she had saved from last night. Lily giggled as Emma tore them into halves and quarters. A black limousine stopped at the curb. Out stepped Richard Grant, one of New York's most feared and respected billionaires. Tall, sharply dressed, eyes as cold as the glass towers he owned. He was Lily's father. At first, he simply watched from a distance. He had hired the best tutors money could buy. But Lily never listened this attentively to anyone. Richard finally approached. "Richard, Lily, what on earth are you doing here?" Lily, smiling. "Daddy, meet Miss Emma. She's teaching me math." Richard's eyes scanned Emma from head to toe. The worn shoes, the trembling hands. "Richard, you're homeless, aren't you?" Emma, quietly, "Yes, sir. But that doesn't mean I can't teach." Something in her calm voice unsettled him. He told Lily to get into the car, but before leaving, he asked Emma, "Richard, why help her?" "Emma, because every child deserves to learn. Money shouldn't decide who gets a good teacher." That night, Richard couldn't sleep. He found himself thinking about Emma's words. The next morning, instead of ignoring her, he asked her to come to his home, not as a charity case, but as Lily's private tutor. Over the next few weeks, Emma transformed Lily's grades and her confidence. She taught not just math, but kindness, patience, and curiosity. But Richard noticed something else. Emma always refused his offers for better clothes or a warm place to stay. She insisted on leaving at night, disappearing into the city streets. One stormy evening, Lily fell sick with a high fever. Emma stayed by her side all night, reading stories and cooling her forehead. Richard watched from the doorway, silently moved. When Lily finally slept, he asked, "Richard, why won't you let me help you?" Emma hesitated. Tears welled in her eyes. "Emma, because I've seen what money does to people. My father had it all, until he lost everything in bad deals. My family fell apart. I promised myself I'd survive on my own." Richard's voice softened. "Richard, not all money corrupts, Emma. Sometimes it can build." The next day, he called her to his office, but instead of offering her cash, he handed her a folder. Inside were legal papers. "Richard, this is for you. I'm funding a community learning center, and you will run it." Emma was speechless. "Emma, why me?" "Richard, because you taught my daughter more than numbers. You taught her humanity." Months later, the Emma Grace Learning Center opened its doors. Children from low-income families lined up, eager to learn. Emma stood at the entrance, welcoming each one by name. Richard and Lily watched from the crowd, pride shining in their eyes. The press captured the moment, a billionaire and a once homeless girl, united not by charity, but by a shared belief in education. Emma whispered to Lily. "Emma, see? One lesson can change a life."